My name is Emilie Capulet, and I am here today in Steinway Hall in Pianist Paradise to talk to you about my tour to Aix-en-Provence, to the Festival de Paques, the Easter Music Festival. We are celebrating this year the 100th anniversary of Debussy's death, and a lot of musicians will be playing his music, and it's really nice that in the festival concerts we will have little touches of Debussy coming all the way through, but also of course a lot of other repertoire. We start with Mozart's great C minor Mass. We're going to hear Brahms, we're going to hear Rossini, we're going to hear Webern, we're going to hear such a range of composers and styles, such a range of ensembles, some of the greatest orchestras. We'll be hearing some of Debussy's piano for hands work in the final gala concert. This is a really, really amazing event. We have Daniel Barenboim playing with Martha Argerich in the main hall of the Grand Théâtre de Provence. They will also be playing Debussy's cello sonata. Debussy chose a chord, a sound, not because that was its traditional place within a musical grammar, but because he liked the sound of it. That's why he liked jazz so much, because jazz chords, they were different, they had a crunchiness to them. And that's why his music has so much colour, is unpredictable, sounds spontaneous, is so alive. Debussy shares with Cézanne a unique place in the history of art. They're both trailblazers. They both changed the rules of the game. In fact, they threw the rules out of the window. And even though neither of them had actually met, I'm not even sure if either of them knew each other's art. There are so many parallels between Cézanne's understanding of proportion, of shape, of depth, of colour, of a multiplicity of views, and Debussy's own musical vision of depth and colour and sound, and narrative as well, storytelling. To take people around a town where I was born, where I grew up, and show them the out-of-the-way places, the special places. I've got a really nice surprise for the people on the tour. We will, on one of the days, start by going to Cézanne's studio, where he painted and kept all his canvases and lived. And that's a wonderful morning where we have a guided tour. You can walk around the gardens. You can actually see some of the little fragments of paintings that he'd actually thrown away, that I think his gardener saved and hid in a shed. So all these nice little touches are still there. We then get a coach and we drive down La Route Cézanne to a village called Le Tolonais. And Cézanne would walk from his studio to Le Tolonais and spend the afternoon painting this incredible mountain. The Montagne Sainte-Victoire just comes out of nowhere. The colours are constantly changing. And then we go to a very, very special place. And this is an architect's villa in the hills just under the Sainte-Victoire mountain with magnificent views. And this villa is owned by two international concert pianists, Hubert Voringer and Clara Kassler. Clara Kassler was my piano teacher when I was 11 years old at the Conservatoire in Aix. They have built a private auditorium, a beautiful room. They have their two Steinways, and I will be playing a little concert. They have invited us into their worlds, their musical worlds. What is wonderful about the tour is that Aix-en-Provence is not a big city. Everything's within walking distance. We're within 10-15 minutes of the northern perimeter, the cathedral. And what's also amazing is that the musicians playing in the festival are also very close. So close that last year they were staying in our hotel, the Grand Hôtel du Roi René, one of Aix's most luxurious hotels, very nice, amazing breakfast. And we'd just been to see the return of Ulysses with sonnets Sir John Eliot Gardiner and the Monteverdi Choir. And we came back to the hotel, we all went back to our rooms with the music, go around in our heads all night, and we got up the next morning, and all of a sudden in the corridor, we came face to face with Ulysses, and then Penelope, and it turned out the whole cast of the performance was staying at the same hotel, and we were having breakfast with them, and it was quite surreal, because we'd had a musical performance, we'd come home with all the sounds in our minds, and we were still in it, to a certain extent, the next day when we woke up. How incredible is that?